Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. In today's Wagoneer Wednesday video, we're going to wind back the clocks back to the year 2020 when I purchased my 1986 Jeep Grand Wagoneer. More specifically, we're going to focus on how much I paid for this project. Without further ado, let's get started. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Garrett. Every Wednesday at 7 p.m., I upload a brand new video on this beast here. So make sure you subscribe because I got so much ahead of me. It is not even funny. I'm way over my head. So much to do. I really want to paint this thing within the next year or so. Right now, I'm just kind of tearing it apart and I'm working on putting a quarter patch panel in on the driver's side. I did the passenger side this past summer. I took all the wood off of it 3 years ago now when I first got the Jeep. And I've done a lot of odds and ends stuff, a couple things in the engine bay area. So make sure you subscribe, please. Wagoneer Wednesdays at 7 p.m. So a little background on this 86 Grand Wagoneer and how I decided to purchase it. I have always liked cars, and when I was in high school, my dad worked for Chrysler, and I started to become a fan of what Chrysler was pushing out at the time. Just to give you a perspective, I graduated in 2016, so from 2012 to 2016, that's when I was in high school, and during that time, they were pushing out the Chargers and the 300s, and then the Challengers. The refreshed Challengers got released in 2015 along with the refreshed Charger and 300. And so I really liked what Chrysler was doing, you know, the four-door muscle cars. And then we had the Challenger, of course. And the Jeep brand was kind of cool, too, to me. And my dad was always talking about how Chrysler was coming out with a new full-size SUV, and they were going to bring back an old nameplate called the Wagoneer. And that kind of sparked my interest because I noticed that Chrysler, throughout all their brands, didn't have a full-size body-on-frame SUV like General Motors does and Ford does. You know, with the Suburban Yukon Escalade and the Expedition and Navigator. So I was like, that sounds pretty cool. So, lo and behold, eventually I fell in love with these things and started my own Instagram account celebrating the classics and celebrating the idea that the new Wagoneers were going to come out soon, and it's called the Grand Wagoneer. You can check it out. I have about 26,000 followers on that account, and I post Wagoneers around the world. So go on over to Instagram and give that page a follow. So that's how it all kind of started, and then eventually, fast forward to the year 2020, after COVID, I was like, you know, I should get a Wagoneer, kind of make a YouTube for it, and advertise the Wagoneer project on that Instagram page. So that's how it came to be, and here we are today. So I found this Jeep right after I went and test drove my very first full-size Jeep, and it was a 1977 J10 pickup truck. That thing was pretty cool. I did end up passing on it for a couple different reasons. Number one, I didn't exactly trust the guy who rebuilt the engine in that truck. He just seemed a little shady to me. I really wanted a Wagoneer. I was happy with a full-size Jeep, any of them, but I really wanted a Wagoneer. But that J10 pickup truck had a 4-speed manual, I believe, and the 258 inline 6. I could be wrong on that. That was a pretty cool ride. I ended up passing on it, and then about a week or so later, I found this, my baby right here, 1986 Grand Wagoneer with the AMC 360 V8. I found this over in Muskegon, Michigan. It was 2 hours away, and at the time, I had a buddy that lived in the Grand Rapids area, and he came with me to test drive it. Cruising in my Grand Wagoneer. $1 million success right here. I'm enjoying it. don't feel any power in the front.
Right. So that could be the sound. Because like, it's kind of holding it back, but not completely. I don't know how to explain it.
Where's the four-wheel drive? It should be mounted down here.
Oh, right here.
Oh yeah.
You want to try it? Actually, you might want to stop.
I'll ask him when we get back.
Like if you can.
Yeah, if I could try it, just go down. If I was gonna get it at the time, I wanted to keep it at his apartment complex. Really, really funny and stupid idea because living at home with the parents, I didn't want them knowing about this. So that's how that came to be. I ended up purchasing it for $37 or $3,800. I believe I still have the bill of sale. If I do, I'll put it right here. It ran and drive pretty well. No major hiccups. My friend and I test drove it for about an hour. Just, two 22-year-old kids riding around in someone's classic Grand Wagoneer. When I was on the test drive, I remember people pointing and smiling and like shoulder nudging the partner beside them, and I was like, man, I gotta get this thing. I just got to. How cool is this thing? It's awesome. So that's how it came to be. And at the time, I was just starting my career out in body work. I was actually not even starting my career out. At the time, it was September of 2020. I was a paint line technician at a Mako in the Detroit area. So I was sanding cars and prepping them out for paint. And my whole idea with this beast here, I was like, I will be learning on the job body work. And then I can restore this thing. It'll be awesome. I can do it. Little did I know I chose probably the worst vehicle. There's a ton of rust. I mean, the whole thing needs an overhaul. This entire Jeep needs an overhaul. But you know what? You live and you learn. I'm still glad that I got it, even 3 years later. As big of a poop box as this thing is. So that's my story. I'm sticking with it. If you want to check out last week's video, I talked about how I purchased the worst project vehicle, like I just said. And I kind of go over all of the problems and the nooks and crannies, all the bad stuff. So definitely check out that video. It's definitely worth a watch. Thanks so much for spending some time with me today. And if you're new around here, I hope you found value in it. Please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hopefully we'll see you back here every Wednesday at 7 p.m. for Wagoneer Wednesday.